The important work of helping people learn and be in nature takes many hands, minds, and hearts. At Tyler, we're fortunate to have the support of hundreds of volunteers who dedicate their days to Tyler. From outdoor gardening, groundskeeping, handy persons, to guiding and teaching, our volunteers are committed in helping and sometimes even leading. March is a wonderful time to catch up with a few folks who are involved in many facets of our work, and we hope that you would join us this spring in doing the same. Hi, I'm Mandy Santiago, Executive Director here at Tyler, and in March, it's one of the best opportunities to help connect to nature right here at Tyler. Today's video, we're going to talk about volunteer opportunities here at Tyler Arboretum, and joining me today is our volunteer coordinator, Nancy Heinbaugh. Nancy is a fabulous person to connect with because she actually volunteered right here at Tyler. Nancy, great to see you.
Hi, Mandy.
Can you tell us a little bit about Tyler's volunteer program today?
I sure can, Mandy. We have something for almost anyone. If you're a gardener, or if you enjoy our trails and want to help maintain them, if you like to do tours, or if you want to get your hands dirty, or maybe you'd like to mulch some garden beds, we have it all here for you. Some of our groups are able to pick their own schedules, and other groups are pre-scheduled and work together as a team. We have a lot to choose from.
So if someone were interested in becoming a volunteer, how would they get started?
I always like people to start with our website, where you can find descriptions of all the volunteer opportunities, along with an application if you do choose to apply to be a volunteer. Then we'll meet together to discuss what you'd like to be involved with and provide information to get you started.
So Nancy, can you tell us a little bit about what makes Tyler volunteers so special?
You know, so many of them really want to give back. They love nature, and they also want to have more of an education themselves. And then they turn around and they educate their friends, our visitors, and really enjoy that association with nature and people.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Where should we head next?
Well, you know, I think Anne is here today planting some seeds down at Lucilles Garden. Why don't we take a walk down there and see what she's up to?
Perfect. Let's go.
Okay. Anne, this looks like so much fun. What got you involved in helping out Lucilles Garden?
Oh, it is so much fun. I started volunteering here at 2018 when they redid the vegetable garden, and it is an enormous garden, which I would never be able to get at my house.
Great.
And to be able to work on something this size is amazing. And I think it's really neat because they teach kids where their food comes from, what the plants look like, how they grow, how to harvest. And on top of that, they also donate to the Media Food Bank.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, it's fantastic. And last year, I think they donated 1,000 pounds of food, which is amazing.
It really is.
Yeah, and just to be able to work in the garden, get your hands in the dirt, work with the plants and the seeds, and between Ben and the other volunteers, they're just so friendly and knowledgeable, and they'll help you out with anything that you need. It's a great time to work here. This is what we plant in the spring for the cool season crops.
So when will these be planted out in the garden?
Actually, they would be planted out within a couple weeks when the weather warms up just a tad bit more.
Well, that's quite exciting then. Well, we sure appreciate everything you and the other volunteers do here at Tyler. Thanks, Anne.
Thank you so much.
One of the volunteers' jobs that I had was being a docent and a writer. These are jobs that help people get to know Tyler, whether in person or through our newsletters, and also for our What's in Bloom page on the website. Here's Dave. He's currently a docent, writer, and photographer. Well, thanks for doing this, Dave. It sounds like there might be a little bit of training that goes into this role.
Yeah, there's a good bit of training. It's a lot of fun taking it. If you have any interest in the history of this place, or even the history of this area in Delaware County, if you're interested in the plants and the trees, in just the ecology of the area, it all gets covered in the training. And anyone who has an interest in almost any one of those things can really get a lot from it and will really enjoy it. As long as you like talking to people. And I guess as I've gotten older, I yak people up all the time, and it's probably too much. But
No,
hey.
never.
But that's the fun part, because the people that come here are people that you're almost guaranteed to be simpatico with, because they wouldn't be here if they didn't have an interest.
That's true.
And so there's an immediate connection that you can make, and it's fun.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to having a great season this year with some tours.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Dave.
Okay, have a good day.
You too.
The essential plant matter that connects, and then in maturity pops these out to make the spores.
Interesting. I can only imagine this is one of many fascinating things you know about Tyler. What inspired you to become a volunteer?
I started coming out on wildflower walks with the old gentleman, says me, who led them at that point in time, and it just took my interest.
Wow.
And I came out with him for several years, and then he retired from it.
Okay.
And that left us with a void, and we decided among the group to continue walking until it came to one of the scheduled, already on the calendar, weekend walks.
Nice.
And somebody said, "What are we going to do about that?" And they all looked at me.
I
So it
can
was
see
an
why.
accidental volunteering, but I've been at it ever since, so that was over 20 years ago.
Fabulous.
So I've been traipsing up, down, and back and forth throughout the Arboretum for all that period of time, getting into nooks and crannies, finding new things, learning new things, and that's the interesting part, is it never stops.
That's right, Dick. There are quite a few opportunities for volunteers in our natural areas. We have a team that maintains our trails, such as this. They do the trail blazes, they keep the weeds off the trails, and they make sure the water is flowing as it needs to during our storms. We also have a crew that comes in on a as-needed basis and helps us out with some of the bigger projects for our trails. And then last, we have our natural areas team. They come one Saturday a month, and they spend about 3 hours removing the invasive plants from our forests. That way our native plants have a better chance of flourishing, and we get rid of some of these invasive plants. If you're interested in volunteering, once again, just go to our website, read the descriptions, and send that volunteer application in, and I'll be able to get back to you in early May.
So Nancy, it looks like we've landed inside the Butterfly House exhibit. What can families expect this year?
Well, in addition to our butterfly house that we have every summer from about July to early September, we're going to expand the gardens this year and refresh a lot of these plants. We have a lot of plans in place for outside the butterfly house,
Okay.
some tours, being able to observe the insects interacting with the plants, and just see how pollination might take place with some of these plants. We really think families are going to enjoy it. Every week in the garden there'll be something new to learn. We also have a new position this year called a garden ambassador. If you'd be interested in taking our visitors on tours in the gardens surrounding the butterfly house, this might just be the position for you. We'll be able to take a close look at the flowers and insects and all the pollinator activity that's going on.
Well, Nancy, thank you so much for showing me around today. The one thing I noticed amongst our volunteers, Anne, Dave, Dick, is that they're all so super passionate about what they do here. I can imagine that there might be some folks who want to bring their family and friends to help volunteer. Can you tell us how they would get started?
Well, again, we'll go to our website. We have a volunteer form for families that want to volunteer together. So read through that and what positions are available, fill out the application, and send it on in. I really want to thank you, Mandy, for allowing me to be on this tour with you today. It's been wonderful.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.